Welcome back to Morning Coffee here on the Radio Vision Network. I am Mark Cook, and look, Halloween 2016 is in the books, so now we need to start focusing on the holidays. They are quickly approaching, and I have an expert on the line with me. I'm so excited to talk to her. Her name is Damaris Phillips, and she is the star of the Food Network, Southern at Heart. Good morning, Damaris, and welcome to Morning Coffee.
Good morning.
First off, we love the show. The show is fantastic. I think you're great. Your recipes are awesome, and I love waking up on those mornings and check out the show. It's great.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love bringing food to people. I love inspiring people to cook for their family and to have a good time in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I know that today we're focusing on the holiday party and hosting those parties. And listen, whenever I throw a party, I know that the stress levels increase to dangerous levels. So how do we take the stress? How do we take the stress out of it?
So I've teamed up with the Food Saver brand, and this year they have developed a new food preservation system called the Food Saver FM5000. And what it does is it is a vacuum sealer that removes the air. And that means that I can prep ahead. And I can preserve the freshness and the flavor of foods for up to 5 times longer compared to other storage methods like ordinary zipper bags or containers. Meaning that tomorrow I can start making yeast rolls for Thanksgiving or pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving because I can prep it ahead and throw it in the freezer. So I'm not spending all of the time leading up to a party or a dinner cooking in the kitchen. I can relax a little bit.
That is fantastic. I love when technology can actually be useful. That Food Saver went out and they were like, look, we need to create a better Food Saver. So they did.
Mm-hmm. The Food Saver FM5000 is their newest model, and it is fantastic. They've also developed some fresh containers, which mean that you can prep up vegetables ahead of time. So when you are having a party or entertaining, you can have a vegetable tray that you've prepped days ahead. You put it out and people have food when they first arrive at your house. You can spend some money on fancy cheeses, slice them up, remove the air, and then you can create these beautiful cheese boards with almost no time. That means that you're not spending any time, you're not wasting food because it's not gonna go bad. You can buy in bulk, you can buy food when it's on sale. All of that is gonna mean that you can save money, and for me, the other part of the holidays that's sometimes stressful is money. With this appliance, you can save up to $2,700 a year for that family of 4, which is, in my book, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of holiday presents that I can buy.
Yeah, that number, that is a huge number. And basically what she's telling you folks is that you're going to save that money because you're reducing the waste, right? There's not as much waste.
Exactly. You are preventing food waste because you've removed the air, and air is the enemy. So in 1 year, you can save $2,700. That's so much money. It's so much money. And I know that people are budgeting now, and I know that people are trying their hardest to be thoughtful about when you're throwing away food, because it just doesn't feel good. And this food preservation system allows me to do that, and also just saves me time. I can cook when I have the time, and that is key for me.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Honestly, being able to kind of work, kind of change the dynamic is really what Food Saver is doing, because you don't have to just slave over the, in the kitchen all at once to get everything done. You can do it gradually over time. I think that scenario is fantastic.
Yeah, there's nothing I like more than hanging out with my husband in our kitchen and taking on one part of the meal a night. So one night we'll make mashed potatoes and we can put them in our fresh containers. One night I'll make the gravy for Thanksgiving dinner. One night we're making the macaroni and cheese. One night we're making the green beans. It just means that we can enjoy the cooking as a family, and when it comes time to eat, I'm not exhausted. That's key for me. Not being exhausted at the holidays is a win in my book.
Yeah, you're so right about that. I'm tired of being tired, right?
Oh my gosh, I was tired of being tired when I was born.
Well, listen, you're the star chef of Southern at Heart, so I know that you've got to have some favorite holiday recipes. What are some of your favorites over there?
I just developed my holiday cookie. This year's holiday cookie is a chocolate peppermint cookie, and it is to die for. My tip for cookies, because everybody's doing cookie exchanges now, and you have to bake a lot of cookies. Go ahead and make your dough, form it into a log just like you see at the store, and either put it in your freezer or in your refrigerator, and then slice it and bake it when you're ready for hot, fresh cookies. What? That was cookies. I could eat cookies all day long. Every day. I do. Let's be real. I eat cookies all day long.
I just developed my holiday cookie. This year's holiday cookie is a chocolate peppermint cookie, and it is to die for. My tip for cookies, because everybody's doing cookie exchanges now and you have to bake a lot of cookies, go ahead and make your dough, form it into a log just like you see at the store, and either put it in your freezer or in your refrigerator, and then slice it and bake it when you're ready for hot, fresh cookies. What? That one, cookies, I could eat cookies all day long. Every day. I do. Let's be real. I eat cookies all day long.
Well, that's because they're the best, but that's just such a great scenario. I mean, I think that most people, they think like, oh, I gotta make the cookies all at once. Again, but if you spread it out, it makes it so much easier for everybody to get what they want.
It is so true. It's just using that Wednesday night when nothing's going on, throwing on a radio show, listening to the radio show, and prepping in your kitchen.
Well, I suggest that they turn on Radio Vision Network. I mean, that's probably the easiest thing to do, right?
Yeah, right? Throw on the Food Network.
You are awesome, Damaris. That was perfect. Now listen, the one thing I got to ask you before I let you go is where do I get more information about the Food Saver and the recipes and all this great stuff?
Okay, so the recipes and the tips are at foodsaver.com. You can also pick up a food preservation system, the FM5000 by Food Saver, at Costco or Walmart or any large store. And I think it's a great holiday gift for the culinary mastermind in your life if you're trying to find them something. If you don't know a great holiday gift, the Food Saver FM5000 is the way to go.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And what you should do is you should give them that gift early so that they can use it when they're getting their holiday parties together, right?
Yeah, give it to them for, Halloween this year. Now you're late.
Perfect. Damaris Phillips, I want to thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me this morning. It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too. She is the star of the Food Network Southern at Heart. She was Damaris Phillips, and she gave you some great tips to keep your stress levels down.